Electric cars are supposed to save the planet. At least that's what we keep hearing. No gas, no exhaust pipes, quiet engines, futuristic technology. And online, electric vehicles are often presented as the perfect solution to climate change. But are they as eco-friendly as people think? Or is it the truth more complicated? Because once you start looking deeper into electric cars, you realize this conversation is way bigger than just Tesla. Before we start hate electric cars too much, electric cars do have environmental advantages. Compared to traditional gasoline cars, electric vehicles usually produce fewer emissions over time. They don't burn fuel directly while driving, which means no exhaust pipe releasing pollution into the air while you're sitting in traffic. That's a real improvement, especially in cities with bad air quality. And honestly, gas cars are already a massive environmental problem. Transportation is one of the biggest sources of carbon emissions worldwide, so reducing gasoline use matters. Electric cars can absolutely help with that. But here's where things start getting complicated, because better doesn't automatically mean perfect. And online, people often act like electric cars are completely clean. Like the moment you buy one, Earth personally thanks you for your service. Bravo! That's not exactly how it works. Electric cars still have environmental costs, huge ones actually, especially when it comes to batteries. Electric vehicle batteries require materials like lithium, cobalt, and nickel. And getting those materials means mining. A lot of mining. Massive industrial operations, heavy machinery, energy use, water consumption. So even before an electric car is driven for the first time, pollution already happened during production. That's something many advertisements conveniently skip. And then there's the battery itself. People love saying electric cars have zero emissions, but that only describes the car while driving. It doesn't include manufacturing, mining, shipping, charging infrastructure, electricity production. When you include full picture, things become much more complicated. Now, to be clear, most studies still show electric cars are usually cleaner long term than gasoline cars, especially if they use cleaner electricity. And that's important. This video is not electric cars are evil. It's more about understanding no technology is magically sustainable on its own, because humans love turning complicated issues into simple marketing. Gas car bad, electric car good. Done! Problem solved! But reality is rarely that simple. And honestly, some electric car marketing feels almost futuristic in a weird way. Like buying one turns you into Captain Planet. Meanwhile, the car still weighs 2 tons and sits in traffic 90% of the time. We need to talk about that too. Because maybe the problem is not only power cars. Maybe the problem is how dependent modern society became on cars in general. Think about cities for a second. A lot of places are designed so people basically need cars to survive. Work, groceries, school, everything is far away. Public transportation is often weak, walking infrastructure is bad, bike lanes barely exist in some places, so even if every car became electric tomorrow, we would still have traffic, giant highways, resource-heavy car production, parking lots everywhere, cities designed around vehicles instead of people. That's why some urban planners say the future shouldn't just be electric cars. It should also include better public transport, trains, walkable cities, cycling infrastructure, and honestly, that makes sense. Because the greenest car is technically that one that doesn't need to exist, which sounds harsh, but environmentally speaking, It's true. Now, let's talk about electricity itself. Because electric cars don't magically charge themselves with good vibes and sustainability. They need electricity, and electricity has to come from somewhere. If a country mostly uses renewable energy, electric cars become much cleaner. But if electricity comes heavily from coal and fossil fuels, the environmental benefits become smaller. That's why electric cars are deeply connected to the energy system around them. A clean car in a dirty energy system is still part of pollution. And then there's another issue people don't mention enough. Car size. Modern electric cars are getting huge. Massive SUVs, heavy batteries, luxury features, and heavier vehicles require more materials, bigger batteries, more energy. So sometimes companies market giant luxury electric SUVs as green, which is honestly kind of funny. Because sustainability and massive luxury consumption don't always go together very well. But despite all these issues, electric cars are still an important step forward compared to gasoline cars. And that's where this debate becomes frustrating online. Because people often act like there are only two options. Electric cars will save humanity, or electric cars are a scam. Reality is somewhere in the middle. They are better in many ways, but they are not magically solution to climate change. No single product will be. Because environmental problems are connected to infrastructure, politics, energy system, overconsumption, urban planning, and human behavior, not just one invention. And honestly, humans have a history of thinking technology alone will solve everything. We do this constantly. We invent something useful and then act shocked when it also creates new problems. Cars improved transportation, but created pollution and cities built around traffic. Plastic solved materials shortages, then became a global waste crisis. Social media connected people and also destroyed everyone's attention span. Humanity is very talented at unintended consequences. So, electric cars are probably not the final answer either. They're just one step in a much bigger transition. And maybe that's the real takeaway here. Future of sustainability is probably not one perfect invention. It's many changes happening together. Cleaner energy, better transportation systems, less waste, smarter cities, reduce overconsumption. Electric cars can absolutely be part of the future, but they cannot carry entire solution alone. At the end of the day, electric cars are cleaner than gasoline car in many situations. But cleaner doesn't mean absolutely clean, and understanding that difference matters. Because sustainability becomes dangerous when it turns into marketing instead of honest. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think electric cars are the future, or do we need completely rethink transportation itself? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. I have a good news for you guys. I paid my editor $1 for editing course. So I know I'm the best, and thank you for watching, and maybe one day editor will have salary. See you in the next video. Bye!